Otakuology Podcast with Otaku Mike and Jin Graves.
Hey everyone, what's up? Jin here again, as always. With me is Otaku Mike, the Otaku Mike.
I am the Otaku Mike, podcaster, YouTuber extraordinaire. As always.
Right.
You know how it is.
Right, gamer. Lover.
I mean, I'm not as much of a gamer anymore. I mean, I'll play video games occasionally.
That's true.
Nowadays,
I think the funny thing is now, since we have done all that stuff, that you and I actually like schedule gaming dates. Yeah, are you gonna be off at this time? Yeah. What about you? Yeah. You got anything you're doing with the kids? No. Okay. Well, are we gonna play that one game? No.
I mean, I have been playing a lot of Ghost of Tsushima again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm right in the middle of the game. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm still in Act 2, so I mean it's a big game, but I play a little bit of it each night. Try to, at least. Well, I'm not busy.
So you want to know a ghost from our past?
A ghost from our past? What are you talking about?
Yeah. So, well, because you knew when I was playing it at the end. But, you know, Disney Infinity.
Oh, God. I mean, I don't know if that's a ghost from my past, because I didn't really get into Disney Infinity.
Well, from our past, you know, because I played it, like, hardcore.
I mean, I bought it when it went on sale, but, like, I didn't get into, like, the whole figure collecting thing.
I did figure playing.
The figure play. I got really into the Lego one.
Yeah.
That, like, we bought all those sets. We spent all that money on the Lego sets, and you know what they do?
Mm-hmm.
They sit in a tote.
Can you even still like hook up the game and play it anymore?
I don't know.
That's one of the things I was talking to somebody else about. I was like, I think Disney shut down their things. I don't even know if you can play the game anymore.
Maybe. I don't know. I would have to check and see. I don't even have the game installed at this moment. I don't even know where it is, like, physically in my house.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we have, like, two, like, big things of Lego. I don't even remember what the game is called. What's the game called? Lego what?
Dimensions.
That's what it's. Lego Dimensions. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. That game was interesting.
Yeah.
But it definitely cost a lot of money to do everything in that game.
Yeah. Well, and like, you know, I had the other one. I had Disney Infinity, and me and somebody else were talking. We were like, "Why do you have that whole thing? Can't you like sell those off?" I was like, "How am I going to sell these off from a dead game?"
Yeah, my brother-in-law was really. He was thinking he might still be into it, but my brother-in-law was really, really big into Skylanders.
Oh yeah.
If you know what Skylanders is, yeah, he was really big into that. Yeah, but he was poor, so he couldn't afford the Skylanders. So he only had the ones that, like, if you would get them on sale or whatever. Yeah. So I was like, Skylanders? Like, really? Skylanders?
That's funny. Yeah. Because I played that for a little while too, and the first one was my favorite one, and I think I had a friend that I had them all in like this little brown briefcase, and I think my friend stole that. I needed one more to complete my set of having all of them, and I was trying to level them all up and everything else, and so that was upsetting. But when I got into Disney Infinity, you know, I have almost every figure for that and whatnot, and I was like, you know, if I have everything in that suitcase that's in, you know, I was like,
I mean, like, the figures were cool for Disney Infinity. Like, they look very detailed, very much like the amiibo craze that's going on, you know, or did go on. And they were cool figures, but like they're nothing that I like actually needed. Like
Yeah,
I bought like a few and that was it. I got like Spider-Man, I think was one
yeah.
of them, and like my kids play with them now, so like it's just I bought it into a game that was dying at the end of it, so
That's
yeah.
funny. No, I played it since 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
So I think my
So
only figure I needed left was Nemo.
so let me tell you this. You'll be proud of me for this. I don't remember if I put this on the last Unwind episode or not, but I started giving people our Otakuology business cards. Uh, uh, so I was at Barnes and Noble one day, check it out, and the guy was like, "Oh, I like your shirt," and I was like, "Oh, I like your shirt too." I was wearing my Dragon Ball shirt, and he was wearing
Yeah.
a like Yu Hakusho shirt, and I was like, "Hey, do you like podcasts?" And he was like, "Yeah, I like podcasts," and I was like, "Here, take my card. I have a podcast. It's about anime and manga." And he was like, "Oh, thanks." And then I saw him a couple weeks later, and I was like, "Hey, how's it going? You doing okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm
Who are
okay.
you?
I'm okay." Do I know you? And I'm like, "Oh yes, I'm Otaku Mike from the Otakuology podcasts."
I'm the Otaku Mike.
And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Here, have another card."
You should have signed. You should have signed the back of it at that point.
I should have signed the back of it. That would have been funny.
Here, so you remember me.
And my wife was with me, and she's like, "You're fucking being ridiculous right now."
And then you just gotta go, hey, baby cakes. You gotta be ridiculous sometimes.
I was like, "You get a card. You get a card. Everybody gets a card."
That's funny.
Yeah, man.
I know that feeling. I've had to do that before.
I mean, I'll just pass them out randomly. I don't really give them to people, normally. But yeah, but
So,
boy,
what are
go ahead.
your passing out skills like?
It's I just hand it to them like here, take the
Yeah,
card. Like usually I'll hold it between like two fingers and like take my card.
yeah,
I didn't do the whole thing where you put yours in manga at the store.
yeah. I've done that
Sometimes,
before.
sometimes I'll leave them at work because I use them as bookmarks for my manga, and I'll
Yeah,
just leave it on the table
that's funny.
after I finish my manga.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah.
funny.
So there's been a life update in my life recently. So if you don't
Is
remember,
it a life hack?
no, it's not. But if you remember, we had an episode a month or two ago, I want to say.
Yeah,
I can't remember off the top of my head, actually, off the top of my head. But I was investigated by Child Protective Services for showing or supposedly showing adult material to my children, aka manga and hentai.
yeah,
Which is false. Which is false, by the way. But they have ended the investigation, and I am officially cleared of all suspicion / charges for that. The hentai has been ruled out and is not a thing. So, yay me! I have to say I feel good about that because, it was very stressful because I didn't hear anything for like a month. I want to say it was, and but yeah, they sent me a letter. Now that letter is framed and hanging in my room, and yeah, so proof that anybody can get out of anything that is not true,
yeah.
Yes. But as a little payback, I signed up my stepson's grandfather for Scientology mailing list. he will. I took 130 question test for Scientology over the weekend,
Yeah,
and he will be receiving a DVD and possibly a pamphlet in the mail. So I feel like he needs some religion in his life.
that's pretty funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you gonna try and sign him up for anything like the Latter-day Saints or things like that?
Probably not, because my wife got mad at me after I did that. So we'll see. She was like, "You're just starting up things again. You're gonna start the fire up again." And I'm like, "Well, he shouldn't have fucked with Otaku Mike." And I just thought he needed a little L. Ron Hubbard in his life to possibly
Hey,
make him a better
hey, buddy,
person.
it's the Otaku Mike, okay?
You should have fucked with the Otaku Mike.
Oh my gosh.
So he'll be getting a phone call for his test results Monday morning at 12:15 a.m. He will be getting his test results in, and he'll be getting a free DVD in the mail and possibly a pamphlet. We'll see. And my wife was like, "How did you get all this information?" And I'm like, "I simply did a simple Google search, and I found all of his stuff. I found out where he lived. I found his phone number.
Oh my gosh.
Be careful what you put out there on the internet, because people can find it."
Stalker much.
Actually, it was a quick Google search, and I clicked on like the first link. It was in his like link tree and on his like there was something else. I can't remember what exactly.
Stalker much.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Sometimes after a very stressful situation that you were in and possibly life-changing events, you got to have a little fun, I have to say.
Oh my gosh. My goodness.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I felt a little giddy at filling it out that stuff.
You're such a good one.
Well, it was either that or somebody suggested I send him a pipe bomb for $10, and I was like, "Well, I don't want to cause him any bodily harm in any way."
You should have sent him one of those candygrams that has the butterflies that jump out of it.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, or I was like, maybe I'll do a glitter bomb, and then somebody suggested at my work that I should sign him up for Scientology. So he's now on the mailing list for Scientology.
Oh my gosh!
So yeah.
That's so funny.
Blame my people at work for influencing me to do annoying things to people. I guess.
Oh my gosh! It's a wrestling ring, or it's a ring now.
Yeah.
So it's become a ring of things.
Yeah, but I did read some manga recently. I recently picked up the volume 1 of Yashahime, and I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It is a little different from the anime. There's little slight differences, like the artwork's pretty good for not being Rumiko Takahashi. It's done by the Ghost Sweeper Makami mangaka. But Rumiko Takahashi does write the manga, so she is in it, and she has changed some things from the anime to manga stuff. It's a good adaptation. It's not like 100% faithful adaptation from the anime, but I like that it's not 100% like faithful recreation of the anime. Like, it's a little different, so it's not like those anime direct translation from the anime to manga or whatever. It's like its own thing, kind of, which is cool.
Yeah.
And it has colored pages in it. When's the last time you seen a Viz manga that's Shonen Sunday that had like colored pages in it? Like, I don't think I've ever seen that. For $10, you need color pages.
Only if it was like an anime manga.
Yeah, I've never seen that. Yeah, like the first couple pages were color. I was like, oh wow, that's cool. Like you normally don't get that unless it's like a Viz Sig release or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like I never have gotten color pages in like normal Viz manga.
Well, that
You
sounds
know,
like that could be a topic for us to talk about.
I mean, it would be a short topic, I guess. I don't
Why?
know.
Why? What makes like a premium manga premium or whatever? I guess
I guess I don't know. We'll have to.
because
Uh,
I will say I feel like before when they did releases and stuff, you would get colored pages in the front, and
See, I don't remember. I don't buy that many Viz mangas, so I don't know.
yeah.
You know, so
Um, but it seemed like it was like that, and then at some point, because of the manga they were putting out, they stopped doing that.
okay. See, I don't know. The only ones I ever color pages for were the Viz Sig releases. I know Dragon Quest does it, but that's more of like a premium, like $20 manga. So, and it is by Shonen Jump, but maybe they're starting a new thing. Maybe they're starting to release color pages with their manga now.
Yeah,
Who knows? I don't know, but it was. Yeah. Excuse me. It was good. I liked the first volume. We'll have to cover it for the podcast. Even though I did have questions because I didn't remember some of the stuff. Like I was curious why Inuyasha wasn't there and Kagome wasn't there. You know,
you were like,
stuff like
I'm
that.
so confused
I was
now.
like, I was like, Inuyasha, obviously deadbeat dad because he's not taking care of his kid. You know,
Right?
yeah. Although I
Isn't
haven't.
that isn't that everybody though?
True, true. I mean, he's always going to be up there with Goku. You know,
Right?
but like, I mean, although I haven't finished Inuyasha as well, so I'll probably hold off on reading any more Yashahime until I read uh Inuyasha. I don't know like how close they're connected. I know. I mean, I don't know if it's like it's a if it's fully its own different story or if it is connected to Inuyasha itself. Like you know
Hmm.
what I mean. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah,
I try
I
to know what you mean. I don't know.
yeah. I mean, yeah. But I did read.
Yeah.
I read Worlds in Harem Fantasia Academy
Yeah.
as well, and I just to say that was the biggest waste of money I've ever spent on a manga. It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was god awful. God awful. I will not be picking up any more Fantasia Academy. It was like the horny version of like do you remember Attack on Titan High School or whatever it was called?
Sort of.
It was like Attack on Titan, but it was in school.
Yeah.
Like they were in like the real world or whatever. It was like a comedy manga or something like that. It's like that, but like all the worlds in Harem Fantasia characters are in like high school,
Yeah.
and it's so fucking stupid. It's
That's
stupid,
funny.
and it's under the Ghost Ship line, and there's like, it's like, what if you took Worlds in Harem Fantasia and turned it like vanilla, and it was like not really etchy whatsoever. Yeah,
That's funny.
it was bad. It was so bad. I spent $16 on this manga.
You'll never know how this manga actually is.
Oh, I don't care to figure out how it ends. I do not care whatsoever. It sucked hard.
This seems like something I'm gonna have to trick you on. Like I'm gonna start picking it up and be like, "Oh my gosh, Mike, you have to pick up Volume 3. They have the dirtiest, raunchiest thing I've ever seen in it."
Nope, not picking that shit up.
And then you'll be like,
Nope.
"Oh my gosh, Jen, I definitely will have to pick that up. I need that in my life."
You don't even pick up the manga that I suggest you to pick up. I've suggested
'cause
you pick.
I'm so broke.
Well, I suggest you to pick up Crazy Food Truck, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that sounds cool."
It's
You
still
have
on
yet,
my list.
you have yet to pick it up and read it. I was like, "Let's read it on the podcast." Okay, I'm
It's
waiting
still
for you
on
to
my
buy
list.
it. I'm waiting for you to buy it.
It's still on my list to get.
I know you need to get it so we can talk about it.
Right? Okay. So we talked mostly about you.
Okay.
Did
Well, I
I
mean,
get my
I have more stuff to talk about. So,
Did I get my
anyways,
20 minutes of fame yet?
I guess so.
So, I had COVID for like a week.
Only a week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I tested positive like last Saturday or
Uh-huh.
whatever. And then I tested negative like the last Thursday.
So let me ask you this. When I had COVID, I had like a stuffed up nose, congestion. I lost hearing in my left ear because it was so congested. I was coughing, hacking up stuff like every
Yeah.
like couple minutes. Like it was bad. And like, did you have any of those symptoms, or like, what was your symptoms like?
Yeah, I had those symptoms. Um that I was fatigued.
Uh huh.
Uh I also had muscle fatigue on top of regular
Like
fatigue.
the body aches and stuff, aches and pains.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I went upstairs to eat or anything, like I felt like I was moving like a piece of concrete because every time I moved my arms or anything, like I could feel every muscle like
Yeah.
contracting and moving and everything else. Um, like I had hit like the gym too hard, the day before.
Did you
And
get like the chills and stuff?
I didn't really get the chills. I did have a
Okay.
fever.
Okay. Because I had a really bad fever and I was like sweating and I had every fucking symptom like known to man, like with this COVID shit. Like it was terrible.
Yeah.
It was.
Now I did have an extra symptom that was really weird that wasn't even in the wheelhouse though.
Uh huh.
Um my my um not my allergies. But like stuff for food like kicked up.
What do you mean?
So like every time I was awake, like I was eating like almost our entire refrigerator, like every time.
What? That's weird because I like had no appetite whatsoever.
Right.
Like,
Well, and that's what people usually say. Like I didn't have an appetite or any of this, and I was like, well, what the hell? Like I had an appetite.
that's weird. That's
So yeah,
weird.
I mean,
But I guess it's good you bounced back really fast though, and it wasn't like a full like 2 weeks
that's true.
ordeal, you know.
That's true. Yeah.
I think I called you and I was like, "Hey, I haven't heard from you in a while. Like, you okay?" You know, and you're like, "I have COVID,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "What? You have COVID?" I was like, "Are we gonna podcast this weekend?" And you were like, "Yes, we are.
We'll try.
Podcasting's it's not COVID's not gonna stop me.
Yeah. Fuck COVID. Blah.
Fuck COVID." Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually hilarious. But yeah, no, I did that and
Uh huh.
had to get through all that stuff.
Uh
That
huh.
was probably the worst part.
Because you
Uh,
had your kid at the time, like he was with
I
you
did
too.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like your days for visitation and stuff
Yeah.
to spend
So
time with, you know.
yeah, and I mean we had that and some other stuff, and that was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were a few other times where it did get a little
Uh
odd,
huh.
I guess.
Like what?
Um, well, on top of that, I also had to go through this whole thing with my kid,
Uh huh.
where he
What
uh,
happened?
he broke or chipped his bone off of like his elbow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I had to do that and worry about all that stuff and try and get that handled as
Uh
well.
huh.
I was
How
just
was
like,
that? Like how was that? That going to handle that?
it was a little bit of a pain.
Was it like a scary experience for you, or
No, I mean, I'd already had nephews and one of my little brothers and stuff like that already like break their stuff. I
But I
mean,
feel like when it's your kid, it's a little different.
yeah, but I mean, I didn't feel like we were ever going to get put in a position where it was like, hey, we're having open heart surgery,
Uh huh.
So like, it was one of those things like all it came down to with me was really, are we going to have to like open his arm up to replace this bone, or are they just going to be able to stick it back in,
Yeah.
by pushing it back into place?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like that big of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, but of course, knowing how it was going to affect him was probably a little bit of a thing.
Is it like a negative way or if
Um,
not
I
really or
I really don't even think that he realized all the stuff that went on.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
He's
he
like,
just
I got a cast now.
yeah, because I mean he was being careful about that anyway. So that was the other kind of funny thing
Yeah.
is knowing how much your child is and all that other stuff. So, and it was like the first time in a long time that I probably got along with his mom when we actually had to go to the thing.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
did have her mom try and call me out on stuff.
Oh wait, what happened? Well, what? Tell me this. I want to
So,
know. Give
so
me the
we went
details.
to, you
Spill the
know,
tea, as it says.
we went to the hospital and everything
Oh
for his
wait.
surgery.
Yeah.
And so in front of everybody, she was like, "You're such a dick. You're an asshole."
Why?
And I'm like, oh, she was mad that uh, I wasn't going to go back to the car
Oh, because
because she
was
wanted to go in there.
they only let a certain amount of people in? I'm guessing.
Yeah, you can only have two people go in with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So she didn't want to let me go in there.
Uh huh.
But when it came down to it, I had the legal right that she couldn't deny me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's
so,
that's so fucking weird.
yeah,
Like, I don't like. I mean, like, I don't have like the best relationship with the mother of my child, but
right.
like, if it came down to that, like, I would, I, I, I would never be like, oh, you're not coming in, type of thing, And I don't think she would be like that either.
Yeah,
But I mean, who knows? Who knows? Like, we haven't had that. Luckily, knock on wood. Um, situation really. So, but that's so odd that she automatically was like, no, no, Jen, go back and sit in the car where you belong. Type of,
right.
like that's fucking jumping over so many fucking boundaries right there. Like
Right.
shit.
Right. And it's his grandma.
Oh yeah, I mean, there are like some states do have like the quote grandparent rights or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but it's more like to see them. I think
Well,
it's not like
yeah. Right.
you
Well,
know.
the funny thing when it came down to that is it reminded me of the fake epic rap battles where it was like Rick Grimes versus whoever, and
Yeah.
he goes, Carl, get back with the others. And that's what I felt like
Get
get back. You're not
get.
supposed to be here. Go wait in the
We,
car.
we don't want your kind around here.
Right. Well,
Oh
and then
man.
that was the funny part. Like I had already like tested negative the night before and
Yeah.
everything else. And you know, I find
Uh
out
huh.
that she's blowing up my ex's phone because she's
Yeah.
pissed at her for not getting more involved with it.
Yeah. But I mean, like the thing is,
Well,
like it.
and then to get called out that you have COVID or whatever. I mean, that was the other thing too. I was like, because she was like, she looked at the lady that took
Or
temperature.
you had COVID, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
Like
she
you
took the
had it,
lady.
which.
she looked at the lady that was doing all the temperature stuff because she'd
Uh-huh.
already scanned me and gave me a band. She's like, "You're clear,"
Yeah.
and she was looking at her, but she was talking to me, and she said, "Well, you just had COVID this whole week."
Yeah.
So
I mean, like, what? I mean, you tested negative. Like, what are they gonna do?
right, well, and I don't think my ex had told her that. That was the other funny thing. Kind of,
Yeah. There's some communication that was left out, I guess. But
yeah,
like the balls on this woman to be like, yeah, you're just gonna fucking stay out here, and we are going in because we are the actual responsible people.
right,
Is fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
right.
Bullshit.
Well, and the other funny thing is too, like like I said, I had a good talk with my ex and everything else out of it, because we had to sit there for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Um, but it was funny because us talking about the stuff or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and like I recently moved as well, or am still kind of in the process of moving. I got set back a week because of the COVID, and doing some of the other stuff with that. We both kind of found out who was in the better position of taking care of him anyway,
Yeah.
because I also found out that even though all the money that she had kind of snide me out of last year for income tax and everything, like all of it's gone.
Yeah.
So I was just like, how do you not have anything?
Yeah.
Because as far as I understand from what she's kind of telling me, like she has no money currently,
Mm-hmm.
really, and other people are having to help her pay for her apartment.
And for like food and expenses and stuff like that,
For
basically.
yeah, for food, gas, other things like that. And I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
but you got this extra money on top of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing I'm gonna hate is because I'm still trying to fix my stuff for that, and
Mm-hmm.
if she's already hurting that much and she has to pay anything back to the IRS, it's not going to be that great of a experience.
If it happens, you never know.
That's true.
You really never know with that. I mean,
That is true.
that's crazy to think that like
Yeah.
somebody thinks they have like more rights than you to your child. Like,
Right. A grandparent.
you're their father.
Right.
It should always be you and his mother, not you, his mother, and his grandmother.
Yeah.
It's like you're there for your son. And it's not like you know what I mean, right?
Yeah. Well,
With
and I really think the odd thing though with our talk is
uh
that she was discouraged in knowing how well off I was doing
huh,
compared to how well off she should be doing.
yeah,
Because then, like, our whole thing on, I mean, like, if you do the breakdown, like, she asked me, like, how the gym was going and everything else, too. And, like, asked me advice on going to the gym and, what I was doing to lose weight,
mm-hmm,
mental health stuff. And, I mean, it was like this big thing, like, for somebody to start telling you all this other stuff of how they were doing so bad, you know
yeah,
and like even like, oh well, I don't have the time to like actually make meals most of the time for like my child. And I'm
yeah.
just like, what? Like, I cook every day for him. Like,
It's funny like how um like the other side looks at like the other parent, like
yeah,
you'll have like this like preconceived notion that like a father can't like take care of their child, like it's very much
right,
like ingrained in our society, like that automatically like the woman will get the child if there's like a separation or something like that, and it's really interesting to see because I haven't like told anybody about this, but like I have been going to court for custody of my daughter. I've had her like all this time, and her mom
Yeah.
sees her on certain weekends, like so like the roles are reversed, and like I had to go back to get child support because things have been tough. Like things have been really fucking tough, and her
Right.
mom doesn't really help out in any way. In the only help I really get is like financially is she pays for after school care, which is like $45 a week. It's not that much, but eventually that's gonna run dry, and she's not going to be going after school care because she's getting older, things are getting more expensive, and like that was the whole ordeal I had to deal with. That's why I kind of wasn't like posting much or making videos, YouTube videos or anything like that.
Oh yeah. I mean, for sure, court takes it out of you just in general.
It takes a toll on you, like for sure. Like luckily I didn't have to go to court, and it went all through mediation, but it was like a fucking 4-hour mediation. Or
Right.
I was sitting in my bedroom on a Zoom call, trying to like negotiate this fucking deal. And like luckily I had a really fucking good lawyer. Like he was really good at
Yeah.
what he did, and like he played hardball because he was for father's rights, and he told me straight up, he told me, look, I'm gonna fight the best I can for you, and I'm gonna make sure you get what you deserve, because you are the father, you do take care of your child. You're not some deadbeat who doesn't take care of their child. You have your child like 85% of the time, and
Right.
she needs to pay child support. Like the mother needs to pay child support, and she was trying to get out of it tooth and nail. She was not happy whatsoever. Um, from what I've heard, not happy. Even
Yeah.
though she kind of got what she wanted as well, she got more time with our child because at first she only had like the first 2 weekends of the month, and now she gets like every Thursday and then Friday to Monday morning on her weekends, and then every Thursday throughout the weekend during the school year. So that's
Yeah.
enough time, That's enough fucking time.
Right.
And she tried to go and like negotiate the child support. She's like, "I'll pay you 300, you know." And they're like, "No, there's no negotiation here. Like, you don't negotiate child support. You do what the law says and what you have to pay."
Right.
There's no and I was even nice enough to waive back child support, which was like $6,000.
Right.
And from because we got it started in October because that's when it was served into now of this year. And yeah, I was like, I mean, that $6,000 would definitely have helped, but I let some things go just to get the deal done, because I knew if the deal didn't get done, we were going to court, and we were going to be spending more money for like court costs and stuff like that, and
Right.
uh, and luckily all my money wasn't eaten up with my lawyer. Like my lawyer even said that uh, I don't normally do this, but I'm going to be like refunding you part of your money because I didn't use it all.
Yeah.
And I was like, lawyers can do that? Like what?
What?
But
What?
I have to say,
Yeah.
like that was like dealing with that on top of dealing with the fact that I was being investigated for like sexual stuff with like child protective services. On top of that, I had lawyer stuff and this whole fighting for my daughter thing going on. Like it was fucking stressful as like all to do, and like the only thing that fucking kept me sane was fucking podcasting.
Right.
Because like that was the only thing that kept my mind off of it, was trying to podcast and trying to like, I guess, entertain people while podcasting, because there was no way I was gonna fucking put stuff, because nobody knows about my podcasts, There's no way I was gonna fucking put something on the YouTube and have it be used against me again. I'm fucking damn sure that's not the case, you know. In this
Right.
stressful time, you know, that was one. I was like, you know, I'm fucking. I mean, I'll go back to YouTube eventually. Right now, I'm taking a break right now, and you know, I'll go back to it. I feel like I needed I needed a break from YouTube, you know, from posting and stuff like that, you know, which
Right.
you know, it's for mental health, because I was definitely at my breaking
Well,
point with
and
that.
I mean, I just think it's funny too why some people want to come after you for, like, I would say it's a hobby, you know,
Yeah,
something extracurricular like that.
yeah,
And, you know, because I've had somebody try and bring that up too.
yeah,
And it's kind of like, oh, yeah, you know, you don't pay attention to them, you don't do this or whatever, you know, like
yeah.
in your case, you know, you're trying to be a porn peddler.
I'm
Uh,
a porn peddler. Yeah,
you know, and it's just funny because then whenever you really look at it, especially like I said with all the talks and stuff, that when it comes down to it, we have a schedule to be on because we are dads. You know,
yeah.
it's not, hey, every night's a night in Vegas kind of thing.
No,
Like
no.
we
We
have
do this.
we have to be meticulous about when we
Yeah,
record, when we do all this, and we got to be on top of it. And that's
yeah,
the funny thing is whenever anybody would want to sit there and actually target or go after like the podcast or like your YouTube or things like that, like, you know, it's not taking away from the kids, it's the
no,
extra spare time that you have.
yeah,
And it's just funny that they want to point that out and go, oh, you know, that's not possible, you know, you're taking time away from the kids to
yeah,
do this and da da. But then to actually come back and see which parents, especially in mine, in your case, are the more responsible ones, that they are the ones that have this extracurricular stuff and they do cook and they do all this other stuff, and
yeah.
we're meticulous about
I
being
mean,
dads,
like, I don't
you
even know if I don't even know if I told you this yet, but uh, I officially have become the leader of the junior Girl Scout group for my daughter's Girl Scouts.
Are you gonna dress up?
They might give me a vest. I don't know yet,
I want to see this.
but I might get
Is
vests.
it
I might
is it
get
a
patches.
is it a yellow vest?
No, it's green. I think it's no,
Okay,
it's green. No, I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't remember what the vest is. I think it may be like a tan vest or something. I
I'm
don't.
gonna have to send you some ribbons to put in your beard.
But
Some green
I
ribbons.
I have officially taken up the role of junior troop leader for my daughter's Girl Scouts, because the Girl Scouts is going to close down because the the troop leader was going to be moving away, and so they needed somebody to step up and take this position. And I was
And
like,
nobody else would.
I was like, if none of those other parents, or I was going to use another word, but another parents were not going to step up, I guess I'm going to be a troop leader.
You're gonna be a din mother.
I'm going to be a din daddy.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah,
I'm gonna have to find some green ribbons for you to put in your beard.
so I start in a couple weeks. I
Do you have to
think.
get training or anything for that?
I
Like
think it's
you,
on. I think it's on the spot training, like on the like
yeah,
type of thing. I had to go through like a background check type of thing
yeah.
prior, and like I just signed up, and yeah, so yeah, I'm also a troop leader. We'll see how this goes.
Well, I'm happy in one instance because when you came up to visit, you know, when y'all
Yeah,
had to wait a little while, I didn't get my cookies. At least now I know for sure I'll get my cookies.
but you got to pay for them first.
I know, and then I know that I'll get them. Uh, even if I have to call somebody, do you know that my best friend is a den mother? I don't think you wouldn't take these Thin Mints off the list, okay?
Even better if I would have been in charge of cookies, because I don't think they had anybody in charge of cookies yet. But yeah, that job was open, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Your wife could be in charge of cookies.
True. That is
We are a Girl Scout family, okay?
true.
We cover and handle all of this stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. I start when school goes back, so in like a couple weeks, I believe. I can't remember
Yeah.
exactly when, but I was like, yes, I finally have maybe I'll have a cult of some kind or like a gang. I'll start a Girl Scout gang.
Oh my gosh. It'll be like the Girl Scouts and We Bear Bears.
Yeah, or like, have you seen that? There's that one movie. I can't remember what it was called. Where like this businesswoman gets into like this like Girl Scout corporation thing,
Yeah.
and she like starts like a rival Girl Scout thing or whatever. I don't remember what it was called, but they start like a gang warfare against another Girl Scout troop.
Yeah.
I think it was. I can't remember what the name of the movie was called. It's gonna bug me now because I can't remember what it's called. But yeah. Other than that, I've tried to been focusing on the podcast, trying to read stuff. I dove down the rabbit hole that's Usagi Yojimbo recently, and I started an Usagi Yojimbo podcast called Usagi Pod Jimbo, which is doing fairly well at the moment. I'm almost to 100 listens, which is not bad, I can't let you have all the fun with individual podcasting,
Right. Well, I mean, and then that spawned off my other podcast.
I mean, I gotta be honest, like looking at it and thinking, like, I don't want to say these single episodes hurt our podcast, but I feel like if we focus on just us in the podcast, like us together, I feel like is like our fucking like bread and butter type of thing.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it makes our podcast better in any ways. I don't want to say like the single episodes were a mistake,
Yeah.
but like I think it might have like discouraged some people to listen because we both weren't there to like like the rapport wasn't there.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and now that'll open up a little bit too, because I mean, you did have some stuff happen with another podcast that you were doing that
Oh.
we've talked about before. So I mean, if
Yeah.
you wanted to put that on the podcast, you'd be able to.
Oh, that's true. I still do have those episodes. So I tried to start a Black Hammer podcast, and it turns out that a lot of people like to use Black Hammer, and the Black Hammer is a politically driven organization. I don't know what you would
Yes.
I don't know what you would call them exactly, because I haven't really looked into them. But they told me I'm not allowed to use that name, and so I stopped doing the Black Hammer podcast that I was doing.
Right.
So I might bring it back in some capacity. We'll see.
Well, the other thing is like, I'm glad like I have mine set back so late to when it's actually going to start setting stuff out. The other one that I started because with COVID and everything, like I haven't been able to record everything. I sound super, super funny.
Yeah.
And and then I'll be sitting there watching the episode and I feel like, whenever you and I have talked about like Bastard or like Spriggan, like you have to like spread them out.
Yeah.
And I was having the problem because I would finish an episode of something that was like 30 minutes to an hour. And by the end of it, I would just be so fatigued that I would have to go to bed, and I would
Yeah.
forget everything. So there's some episodes of things where I've watched stuff like 3 or 4 times in a row, and I'm like, how am I still not remembering this? So
Yeah, it's it's definitely tricky, like, to have that balance of watching stuff for a podcast and then watching stuff just for entertainment or reading stuff for entertainment. Because
yeah.
I have to turn that side of my brain off. Like,
We'll see. And I can't do that. And so I think that was probably the better move as well, is making a separate podcast as well for that stuff.
uh-huh.
And really anything that I would watch or whatever, actually focusing on that and putting it onto a different podcast.
Yeah. I mean,
So
we're still gonna have the Pokemon, so we got to bring the Pokemon back.
that's true.
Uh, you know, but I mean, you still have those little comic book podcasts too that you were doing,
Right.
um,
Right.
and whatnot.
So I
So,
mean, anything like comic book, I did leave the Star Wars Vision stuff on there as well, just because that's kind of where all the Star Wars stuff is right now.
yeah, that's more anime focused too.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah, but no, I have another one. Mike has his Yosagi Yojimbo.
it's Usagi Pod Jimbo.
Yeah, see, look. Uh, and then I have one. You can watch the trailer for it, but it won't officially get released for a few more months. Stream that dingbat. That is a media film based one. I
Yeah.
thought about releasing one episode for you though, because I know that you really want to test it out, especially chomping out a bit because of the cosplay one that I have as well. And you're like,
Uh-uh.
when are you gonna put your show out? When are you gonna put your show out? When are you gonna put your show out?
There's a
And
there's a they just speaking of that, they just released a cosplay visual novel on the
yeah,
PlayStation. I need you to buy it. It's $11.99, and I
oh
need you
my
to
god,
talk about it on your cosplay podcast.
oh my god, is it like that really bad manga one that we played?
And no, it's called like Cosplay Love, I think it's called.
Oh my
And it's
gosh,
it's like a visual novel.
oh okay, oh
Yeah.
gosh, I hate
Yeah.
visual novels. Blah
But
blah.
it's all about cosplay.
Oh my god,
Yeah, buddy.
oh my gosh, definitely not.
Yeah.
But
I
but
think you
yeah,
need to do this. Yeah.
no, I almost put my Thor Love and Thunder episode out because I knew that you would be like, I'm gonna listen to this.
I thought we were going to talk about Thor Love and Thunder.
We could still talk about it too.
Oh, fine. Okay.
I didn't know if you actually had seen it yet or not.
I did see it.
So
I saw it that weekend. We talked about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There was a little too much comedy in it.
I think
Some
there was the right amount. I just think we were missing a pivotal character that actually made the Thor movies.
who?
Loki.
I mean, he was in it,
In flashbacks,
but he was in the movie.
yeah, it wasn't that great.
I mean,
So
he'll probably be in the next Thor movie.
yeah, I mean that's another future show that will probably um, be on the stream, that dingbat, because I want to do some controversial stuff too. Um, that here on Otakuology wasn't the best medium to put it on. So like, which
What
one?
controversial stuff?
Well, like just different things, like what's the best Thor movie, stuff like that.
Oh,
And do like a breakdown of stuff of why they were or weren't, which ranking they were, and things like that.
okay. Gotcha. But yeah, things have been hectic. Very hectic on Otakuology
That's
uh
true.
life
Court, court,
court,
baby mama,
baby
drama.
mom, court, drama.
Yeah,
Like it's
grandma.
You definitely can say we don't just focus on anime and manga with our lives.
Right. Cast, COVID,
Our
hospital.
our, our identity is not just anime and manga.
Definitely
Uh,
so.
yeah, yeah,
Definitely so.
yeah. So
Especially
that's
because of all the stuff we like to cover and talk about.
that's true. That's true. Um, I was gonna ask you something, but I forgot what I was gonna ask you. Oh fuck! Now that's gonna bug me.
You're What were you gonna ask me? When were you gonna ask me it?
I
What were
don't
you thinking?
remember. I don't remember what I was gonna say. I had it and I forgot about it. I don't remember what I was gonna say.
Was it about Thor?
No, no, it wasn't about Thor. I forget. I forget. Who
Was
knows?
it about another podcast?
No, I can't
Although
remember.
we do have to say that, because you did tell me a little earlier about other podcasts that are going through other changes and whatnot, and some that you knew and some that I knew, and
Uh huh.
ones that neither of us knew and found out like either today or yesterday or things like that too.
Uh
And
huh.
I do have to say that even though we have all this crap that happens on Otakuology or stuff in our personal lives and things like that, we are still going strong.
Yeah.
So,
You
that's
just we're just reshifting the podcast, I guess you could say, or what would you call it? Or you reorganizing? Uh, not
we're
re.
doing like Bob's Burgers. We're doing a reopening.
We're doing a reopening.
Yeah, we never actually closed. We're just doing a reopening, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that one week where we didn't record kind of threw us off, and
Yes.
in a
I
way,
agree.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, I feel like our last couple episodes have done pretty well.
That's true. I can't wait till we're done having to worry about so much stuff where we can actually try and read some more manga and whatnot again. Because
Yeah, true.
I know sitting down with a book seems so tedious compared to sitting down and watching a show.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I mean, we'll get back to the manga stuff eventually. But it's been hard. It's been hard to do. You know, but we'll get back to it. I know we will. You know,
right.
we'll figure stuff out.
So if anybody knows how to do anything, vote Otaku Mike Best in Mother 2022.
I don't know if that's an actual thing, but okay.
It could be. Who knows?
I know, right? They don't call me the
Now I want to
cookie.
be a cookie. Now I want to be a cookie handler.
They don't call me the cookie dealer for nothing.
I want to be a cookie dealer.
Well, you could probably put your kid in Girl Scouts.
Walk around, be like, "Excuse me, did you order 3 boxes of the butter pecan, and you only paid us for 2? Uh, I'm gonna need to collect that payment a different way."
So stupid. Yeah, yeah. But anyways, thanks for listening to the ramblings of two podcasters,
of 2 dads.
two dad podcasters.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll catch you
Well,
guys on the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for more exciting episodes from Otakuology.
yeah. See you next Tuesday. This brought to you by
Bitches.
the Otaku Mike, Den Mother of the Year.
Yeah.